is number 5 on my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner vs 3 Hunters final rematch. Here we see there's a very clear hole in which Sapnap could have hit Dream. We see that there is a 1 block hole in which he could have hit Dream.
I mean, like, to be fair, I mean, I don't know how I can really explain this because I'm not from their perspective, so I have no idea why they didn't hit me. But if you watch here, like, I'm not gonna die. Like, I'm on plenty of health. They can hit me, 2 times, maybe 3 times in a row, and I wouldn't die. Like, it's not like they didn't hit me because I'm low on health. Like with his theory before, with them seeing my health is low, then why wouldn't they hit me? Like, they know my health is plenty. But also, like, they're mining these holes while. Like, and this isn't an easy hit, to be fair. Like, he's like 4 blocks down. There's like a block in the way. It's up 1 to the right. Like, it's not the easiest hit. It's not the easiest hit, and they're trying to mine, so they're probably holding pickaxes and stuff. But then again, I'm not them. I have no idea. But sometimes, like, people just make mistakes, especially when you're like in an intense moment where like you're fighting somebody. It's just hard.
Dream here is on 1 heart. Yes, bad. If he jumps here and hits Dream, Dream is dead.
So Bad doesn't know that, first of all. Second of all, I have a loaded crossbow pointed right at his face that I somehow missed. I don't even know how I missed that shot. That was like the easiest shot I ever could have taken. But like, Bad doesn't jump towards me. I can just like shoot him in midair. He takes like a giant crossbow hit, lands in the water, and then he's far away. And second of all, I just want to watch this through because I have something to show you guys.
Yeah, Bad just stands still. For some reason, he just stands still. I don't know why, but he just stands still, which backs up further evidence saying that the Hunters have a client, which show how much health Dream is on.
Okay, so let's think about that real quick. So he just said that he thinks that in this scene, at 33 minutes and 12 seconds in the Manhunt finale rematch, that Bad not jumping towards me and hitting me was because I was on 1 heart and because they can see my health. So let's go and watch that scene in slow motion, actually. Let's watch that scene in slow motion. I'm going to watch this whole scene in slow motion. So I shoot and miss. Bad doesn't jump towards me. Kind of weird. George jumps towards me. I'm on 1 heart, keep in mind. Switches to his sword and hits me. I'm on 1 heart. He's saying that they have a mod to see my health. George hits me with a sword on 1 heart. But because he was on slow cooldown when he switched to his sword, I lived on half a heart. Like, I was probably like literally so close to dying here. But he skips this clip. Why does he skip this clip? That's ridiculous. Like, he uses the clip like literally a couple seconds before it.
Now we jump to the next part at 14:17. I just want to ask, is this even possible? So we see a minecart which spawns right next to the end portal, and look.
I have no idea. Like, what is that? Why would we stage that? Like, yes, I have a great idea. Let's put a minecart with a chest in the end portal room. That's the best idea I've ever had to stage things. That'd be geez, like what? Like what is even like what does that even imply? Like, why would I stage that? It doesn't make any sense. Yes, guys, my perfect manhunt is the minecart with a chest in the end portal room randomly on the staircase. Like, I don't know how the hell that happened. I'm assuming like the mine carts, like the mine shaft spawned first or something, and then the stronghold spawns next, and so it glitched, and like so when it deleted the mine shaft, the chest fell down. Thank you, Cash App. And I think that's what happened. I'm sure it can happen. I'm sure somebody can prove that can happen. I don't think I have the seed for this world anymore, but it did happen. It happened. Why? Like, what is that to stage? What is that? That's like the most unreasonable thing ever. It'd be like, what if I start the manhunt on a horse with a saddle and just like right away? Like it'd be like the dumbest thing in the world. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. I don't know how it happened. That'd be like the worst thing possible you could stage. I have no idea how that happened.
Here's the next part. How the hell did the Hunters get full armor again? Like, they had just died not a few minutes ago in the video.
I mean, again, he keeps using like a few minutes ago in video terms. Like, really, you just need to like like the video, like the recordings we've done are like 4 hours, like sometimes less, but usually somewhere between like 3 hours and 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. I think the longest one we've done ever was like 5 hours, 5.5 hours or something. Like that happens. That's what happens. So when you're watching a 40-minute video, you know, you're missing 2.5 hours of footage. So every minute's like 4 or 5 minutes or something. Like it really is. So when you're saying how they get it in 3 minutes, like it's probably like 15 minutes or more, like or like maybe around there, or maybe less, maybe more. Just depends on how much I cut out. And usually when they're not near me, I cut more out. So usually so that way it feels more like tense, because if you're seeing them like all the time, then it feels really tense. So I'll cut out a lot of times when they're not near me, unless they're saying funny stuff.
On my notes, and it is Minecraft Speedrunner versus 3 Hunters Grand Finale. Here I just want to clarify that this play is not scripted. The one in which he placed boats across lava.
Wow, thank you.
And ran across. This is not scripted. It's called planning. It's a thing where you have a list of stuff that you want to do in a video, and you pick the stuff that you best fits the situation.
Oh yeah, no, and that's something about Manhunts as well. Is like some things are scripted, but not scripted in the way you would think. Like it's scripted because I plan it. Like I'll go, you know what? Here's a list of like 15 cool plays I came up with. I want to try and do them if I can, and then if there's an opportunity to do one, then I do it. So like that, so that's why some things may seem sort of planned. Like, oh, how do you know to do this lava thing? Because I sat there in a survival world and practiced jumping lava on boats for 20 minutes or longer, and different things. I tested different things. Like in in the Manhunt where I snuck through the portal with Invis, I was worried that there'd be a flash. Like I was worried that maybe when you go through a portal and you get to the other side, then you're able to it would like flash me without Invis, right? And so they'd see it. So knowing that I wanted to eventually use Invis, because you have to go back to the original portal. So knowing that eventually I would want to sneak by them with Invis to get through the original portal, I tested that. I tested in survival. What happens if I go through the portal with Invis? And so I went through and I tested it, and there is no flash. And I was like, that's perfect. You don't flash. You're actually Invis. It would work. And so I do that, and I go through a checklist, and I check with all my different plays and everything I'm going to do, and I check and make sure they work. I test again and again. I revise them, and I do that with every play I do, because if I don't, then I'm gonna mess it up in the video. And that's the thing, is I only get one chance. Like most of these, I get one chance, because once I do it, they know about it and they don't fall for it again.
Look at his XP right now.
I've talked about this before. This one's like the most obvious one, where it's like, oh, that was staged, because my XP goes down after a certain point. But the server crashed, and during that whole point, the server was lagging. So, and you can actually see in the uncut footage of my last Manhunt, the server crashed. There wasn't a rollback because we had fixed that issue, but the server crashed. But that in this Manhunt particularly, if you watch, it was lagging a lot. Like you can go through and watch this entire Manhunt, and it's like very laggy compared to usual. Yeah, he's just
lava traps.
He's saying this is legit and blah blah. He said that there.
Hunters clearly do know how the compass works, yet still dug for Dream in number 6, and then when the compass.
And again, so he's saying here that they knew I was either above or below them right away here. And they knew I was either above or below them right away here. And that he's saying, and they didn't, in other cases, he didn't know that, I mean, they didn't know that he was near them, and he snuck up on them. But the reason here is because they're actively looking for me. So they're paying attention to the compass. And also the compass automatically updates in the Nether. So the Nether, they're more likely to notice right away because they don't have to click it. Like they have a little thing above their hotbar, and so they don't have to actually click it. They can just see it update above their hotbar. So in the Nether, it makes less sense for me to be able to sneak up on them because of the fact that their compass will move above their hotbar. But also, if they're actively looking for me, they're more likely to notice the compass moving. So that's just an explanation.
They should have obviously been pointing towards this way. They still dug for Dream when the compass wasn't spinning around in a circle. I just had to point that out. 14-15.
Here, this one I'm just going to skip over, but he basically just says that it's suspicious that they towered up to me and stuff, even though knowing I'm probably going to trap them. But again, the main thing is just like, what do they think I'm going to trap them in? Like, there's no trap. I don't have any. I'm like in the sky. They're being careful. They're safe bridging. Like, there's not really much I can do. So I think that's just kind of like, they're coming for me because they think they can kill me. They're being overconfident, and I end up fishing rodding them into the air. Like, I honestly didn't even know that was a thing until I found out about it. like just before. So, and I saw a thing on Reddit where it was like they fishing rodded a strider up in the air, which I ended up doing in the same manhunt later. But I tested if it worked on people, and it worked on people, and I was like, what the hell? So basically, like you can't call that staged or anything. Like it's just they don't. How are they going to expect that I fishing rod them, like shoot them into the air? Like they're just not going to expect that.
My goodness, he's going on a bridge.
Are going at 5 mode at all?
Get him! He's trying to fish the thing. He's got a fish. No!
I don't see them, but they're not right behind me. I get some ground on them. Like, so you see how far he is there? He's pretty far.
Oh, really? Okay, careful.
I make some maneuvers. Like, to be fair, I like perfectly parkoured there. Like, I don't know if he's gonna do that.
Oh, it's a bridge.
And then I perfectly got around that. I basically had perfect movement. Like, you could not have done better movement in that situation. Like, actually, I don't think you could have. Maybe like literally barely better. And then like this takes like maybe he was right on me right then, but like I'm like that was like 2 seconds. Like I mean, he'd have to be like 5 blocks behind me to make to mess me up in that case. Like I don't know. That's not a thing. Like obviously he was far enough behind me where I had enough time to do that. And even if he didn't, he knocked me in, and then I MLG like saddle on the thing again. Like.
He fished, they just watched him and be like, what is he doing? And they just sat there. Here, if we look at...
They didn't, but they were chasing me.
We just see them all...
Yeah, they're looking at me because they're like, what the hell did he do?
Crouched there. Had, like, 2 of them jump down, hit the strider even twice. 2 hits and this strider would have been dead.
To me, this one's kind of ridiculous. It's like if any of them had suicided into the lava and happened to get close enough and Dream didn't move away quick enough and they hit his strider twice and then died, then he would die. And why didn't they do that? Why didn't they risk literally burning all of their items in lava for like a chance at killing him? Like, and he says that a couple times. Like, that's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if he would do that, maybe he'd be a bad hunter because, you know, he'd be like, I'm going to jump down and kill him. He like jumps down. I just like move 2 blocks back and he's like, just dies and burns all his stuff. And they're like, you idiot. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, I don't think he'd be a very good hunter. I mean, I think the other hunters would like disown him in 2 seconds. Like, yes, please risk burning all your stuff in order to, you know, potentially maybe do damage to his strider. Like,
it has 10 hearts. A crit from an axe would do 10.
How are you gonna crit him with an axe? Are you saying like they're like Superman? Like they like jump in midair, perfectly land the crit with the axe, get in the lava, and then like start spam clicking or something? Like they're not like you're acting like they're like every player is like Technoblade or something like that. Like they're not gonna pull that off. Like even Technoblade wouldn't do that. Technoblade would be like, hell no, I'm not jumping in this lava. Like I am going to wait. I'll get another opportunity later. It's fine. I'm not gonna jump in this lava and die. Like. I think they're just like, he expects them to be like these like perfect bot. Even like a bot probably wouldn't be able to do it perfectly because I would just back up. I'd see, oh, they're jumping. I just turn right, move to the side. Maybe they get 1 hit and then I'm just out of there. Like the only reason I'm sitting there is for the video. I'm like, oh, okay, there's no way they kill me. They're obviously not pulling any bows or anything. They're not trying to kill me. I'm going to sit there. Like, that's fine. And I'm kind of bragging with them and then I go away. Like that was the only reason I did that. But if they showed any sign of trying to kill me, I just bolt out of there. Like these things are fast.
It would do like 6 hearts on a strider. Here we see Dream fighting with George and Sapnap. His Dream is low, so he starts to build up. Yet when Dream places water, George just watches. He just watches and he doesn't keep building up. I don't understand why.
I mean, I don't understand why either. But then again, it means George, not me. Like, that's the thing is like because I don't know their mindset. Like I don't know their mindset at all. So. But I'm assuming he just, I don't know, he just didn't want to engage right then because George is George. Like, George isn't the best player on the Hunters or anything. Like, he's probably not going to swim up alone and I knock him down and he dies and then everyone's mad at him. Like,
now 4059 is the next point. Here we see Bad Boy Halo place an Ender Crystal right next to Dream. This is a 1 block distance with no blocks in between, but he runs off. Had he blown this Ender Crystal up, Dream would have easily died. Even with 10 hearts and full diamond armor, he would have died from an Ender Crystal this close. Hell, even Netherite with full prot 4 might.
4058.
How do we get in? I'm going around back. I put it down. It keeps pushing me. up! How do we get in? I'm going around back.
Even in full netherite, he would die. He would die from blowing up the crystal in full netherite.
I put it down. It keeps pushing me up.
Like I feel like he sees that and then he just like stops, skips ahead 5 seconds, and then keeps watching the video.
The next point I wanted to clear up. Many people say this is fake because Bad Boy Halo here is hitting Dream with a pickaxe. This is not fake, but you can see Bad Boy Halo carrying a pickaxe around and holding a pickaxe throughout many scenes right before this.
Yeah, I mean Bad only had a pickaxe because I had killed him before.
Pickaxe as a weapon.
Yeah, he's right.
Like last Manhunt, I pointed out in my notes. I pointed out that they clearly understood how to use a compass. Yeah, Sapnap knew that Dream was either above them or below them, which showed that he clearly has an understanding of the compass. So did Bad. Yet in this Manhunt, Dream is right next to them, and they head towards the wrong way. They have a compass which is pointing. See how Bad Boy Halo just walks away.
So again, I talked about this at the very beginning of the stream, but the reason he's walking that way is because again, he's hoping I'm in the maze. Because if I'm just in the netherrack somewhere, he's never gonna find me. You know, he's never gonna find me. So he's just running around in the maze, trying to like searching all the different corridors and everything that I built, which I did on purpose. And so he's just running around, and that's why he ran the wrong direction. Even though he can see on the compass that I'm this way, he's not gonna just mine into the wall because he has no idea how far this way I am. He has no idea if I'm underground. They just know I'm in this general area because they entered the maze knowing I'm this way, and then the compass turned. So they know, okay, he's probably in a maze, right? So that's generally why he's not following the compass here, because he's not going to mine through the netherrack. I can just cover myself in netherrack and he's never going to find me. It's not like the overworld, so. And I'm crouching.
They have a compass pointing right to Dream. How could you miss him? Like seriously, you're right next to him. Your compass is pointing this way. You just have to dig this way and you would have seen him. This is just so inconsistent throughout all the manhunts. I just don't get it. Here at 1948, we see that Sapnap makes a mistake. He blows up a bed and he kills himself. I feel like this is such a rookie mistake for Sapnap that it shouldn't happen.
Well, yeah, it is. But then again, like, just mistakes like that can happen occasionally. I'm pretty sure he just, I don't see his perspective, but I'm pretty sure he just, like, misplaced a block. Like, he just meant to he placed a block on the wrong side of the bed. Like, I've done that in live streams before, and I speed run, right? So at the very end of a stream, I remember one time at the very end of a stream, I was in the end, I placed the block on the wrong side and clicked it instinctually and blew myself up when I was in the end in the speed run. And I'm sure Sapnap has probably done that in his streams before. Like, I'm sure you can find a clip of him doing that in his streams. When you're under pressure, you're doing it quickly. Like, it's literally just, you know, it's just a thing. So that's just, again, you can't really say that's staged or anything.
We see the hunters back in full iron armor. This is next to impossible time. They had just died. Now they're back in full iron armor. This is...
Well, again, things take longer than you think to do. There was a part in this video, 4 Hunters rematch. Go to it. 4 Hunters rematch.
No, I mean, dumb. Like, that's like.
I want to see if I open my inventory.
No, I'm good. He's got already.
Hey, you hear Sapnap scream like, yeah, you can fake that like, let's go, like that. I don't know.
This ocean is massive. That's good for us, though. That's good.
Oh yeah, look at my inventory. So if you notice one thing, I have no bow. Okay, I have no bow. I have no string. Right. So I have no bow. I have no string to make a bow, and I have 25 arrows. Okay, and I have enough to make a bunch of beds, but one cycling is risky, especially on servers. It like barely works. Like, and the thing is, I find that out. Was it this video? No, it was another video. It was either the next video or it was before this. It might have been before this, because that would make more sense. But either way, on servers, one cycling doesn't work that well. So I didn't want to do a one cycle. I needed to get a bow. So the reason this takes so long, and it seems like instantaneous. Like, look, I'm in a mine shaft, like collecting string. Like, obviously, there's cuts between this, but like it's like obviously it's not like an instantaneous thing. Like, it makes it seem like it's literally 10 seconds, but like that's probably a 5-minute period where I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I think a creeper blew up and exposed that thing, and then I broke the string, and I had to make the bow, and I had to prepare my inventory, etc., etc. So it's like literally, it doesn't make any sense to me. So. Like it's obviously it's longer. They probably had backup iron. Maybe they didn't, but I bet you they did. That's been the response to like a lot of this. How'd they get iron so quickly? Like they have backup iron. So
wow, if they actually mine this legitimately, they're like the best miners in the world. Which is what makes me think that Dream stalled here so they could get full iron armor. Yeah.
I mean, I just had to get a bow. I didn't have a bow. That took time. I probably got more arrows, I think. I didn't have all the materials I needed to beat the dragon. I didn't want to go in and then have to like tower up to the crystals and stuff. Like that takes so long, and they'd definitely be back. So
it's suspicious enough. But when he goes into this part here, that part is where cave spiders usually spawn. Yet not a single cave spider spawns.
So, first of all, I'm breaking iron with a golden pickaxe. I staged that part. I thought it'd be so funny to make myself look like a fool. But no, I think that the reason the mobs don't spawn as much is because it's on easy. Like, we play Manhunts on easy. So maybe we have played a Manhunt on not easy before, but we play Manhunts on the easy difficulty. So cave spiders don't actually give you poison, and there's much less spawns. And the reason for that is just because we don't want... A Manhunt would be lame if you're just dying to mobs every time.